All right, what is up? I believe we are live. I think things are good to go here. Welcome to another episode of the Together Achieving Greatness Show. I believe we're on episode 14 now. A brand new year, the first one of 2022. So hopefully everyone had a good New Year's, a good holiday season as that comes. And now we're moving forward here. But before we get into anything today, I could ask you to please like and subscribe to my page below. Make sure you are up to date, catch everything live, and be the first to know, be in the know, so you can tell all your friends, oh, I knew that before you, or whatever you want to do. But today, this episode, we are going to dive a little bit deeper and dig a little bit deeper into goals, and a lot of that comes at this time of the year. It's January already. Have you guys already started your New Year's resolutions? But I'm going to get into how to set and how to achieve your New Year's goals, your New Year's resolutions, and really any goal, because you should always be setting goals. And it's not just a New Year's thing. If, for example, myself in business, I'm always setting goals for the day, what I got to get done today, for a week, for a month, whatever it may be. In fitness, it's what am I going to do with today's training session this week? Break that down. But a lot of people just, when they think of New Year's resolutions or goals in general, they don't ever write them down. And I think that's a big thing, is first write down your goals. That's just putting it down, seeing it rather than something in your head. Then that's just a dream. And that, if you're like me, you forget things very easily that go in your head. So make sure you are writing them down. That's just one tip to get started on your goals, and make sure you're being able to see it and seeing that vision of what you want to do. And it's always good, I like to have people, and myself included, is think of the end. Find what your goal is. So there's different types of goals. You got outcome goals, which are like, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds, or I want to add 10 pounds of muscle. That is an outcome goal. That's the end result. But the big thing that people don't really use or don't realize that they need to use are behavior goals. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about today. Yes, outcome goals are good, but behavior goals are more important. That's what's going to help you get to those outcome goals. So think of behavior goals as that backwards. So you set your success goal, your outcome goal, your results goal. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle this year. That's or whatever the time frame is. You have that as your outcome goal. Then you're going to work backwards from there and create habit and behavior goals that are going to help get you to where you want to be. I do this a lot with my clients. We find out what their goals are, and we work on habits and behaviors, because ultimately habits and behaviors are things you can do daily, weekly, monthly, that are you're going to combine those, stack those together, build on that, and that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. It's not just saying, oh, I want to add 10 pounds of muscle, but then you don't do anything about it or have no idea how you're going to get there. So, and again, this comes back to huge, the New Year's resolutions. Everyone's got their, especially in the fitness space, oh, they want to get healthy, I want to get in shape, I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, I want to get six-pack abs. But then they since they don't write it down, they have the outcome in mind, but they don't work on any behaviors, then nothing ever happens. Or maybe they start, but they don't actually have a plan or don't follow through on it. So, and when you're setting these outcome success goals, things that they could be relationship, they could be fitness and health, they could be your career, spirituality, I don't even know what I just said. Spirituality, personal life, love life, family life, adventure, going on vacation, things like that. Financial goals. You can have all these. These all can be part of your goals. So you can have goals in all different areas of life, and I think it is good to have goals in all these different areas of life. So, and beginning with that end in mind, that end result, kind of look for what is success in each of these areas, and what does that success look like for you? And I'm not talking about how someone else defines success. Think of success in your own mind. It doesn't have to be anything about money. It could be totally different. Like for success for me in my business is being able to impact and help people change their lives so they can be good role models and helping as many people as possible. Yes, I'm going to get more money by doing that once people sign up. And yeah, having enough money, but having money is not the only thing that means you're successful. There's so many different ways. Everyone's different. Like I said, it's got to be success for you and how you define it. So that's a big thing to kind of, a first step is to define success for you in these different areas of life, in your fitness and health, in your work life, in your family life. Define the success and what that means to you, and then you can set goals based on that, those outcome goals. So some examples maybe could be doing like something that I wanted to do, maybe like a bucket list item, like climbing a mountain or visiting a pro sports stadium that you never visited or something like that. Maybe it's going into business on yourself. This was mine a few years ago. Starting your own business, something like that. Or like I said before, losing 30 pounds, adding 10 pounds of muscle, making more money. These are all different outcome goals. For example, I'll give you one of mine. Mine is for this year is to consistently make $10,000 per month in my coaching business alone. So I got that goal, and now I'm going to work backwards and figure out the steps, the behaviors, and how we're going to get there. So again, take time to define success. Imagine what that's going to be like for you, and then set some outcome goals that you want for your financial, your personal, your family, your health, whatever that is, and write all that down so you know it, so you have it in front of you. And I got something for you, even if you're, I'll talk about it now. It is a habit guide for 2022. So you can download that. I'll put the link here in the YouTube page there, so you can click and download that for free, and just kind of set it out. It goes through step by step all these steps that I'm talking about, and will help you get to where you want to be. So you'll be able to write down those goals and actually see what your goals are and what they have, rather than just have them in your mind and then end up losing them because you have a terrible memory like me. So, but again, we have that outcome goal, and then we got to work backwards from there and define and figure out the behaviors, the habits that are going to get you to where you want to be. And it doesn't have to be changing everything at once. So let's say we want to add 10 pounds of lean muscle. That's our goal for the next quarter of the year or so. Next 4 months, we want to add 10 pounds of lean muscle. So we got that as our goal. Now it's time to go through and figure out the habits, the routines, the behaviors that you need to get there, to do that. So, and it, like I said, it doesn't have to be everything at once. You don't have to change 20 different things and have all these new habits, because that's when people get overwhelmed. And that's why a lot of people fall off on their New Year's resolutions, because they try to take too much stuff on at once rather than just going step by step and doing one thing at a time. So if my goal is to add 10 pounds of muscle, some of the behavioral habits that I could do are train at least 3 times a week, get in the gym and lift, eat a gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. That's a good goal. Let's see, sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. These are all habits and behaviors, goals that can have you moving forward. So things like that, smaller little things, drinking a glass of water each morning, something like that. Setting up these smaller behaviors that you can stack them together and coming up and having you lead toward that goal. So as you're doing this, you write these things down too, and make sure it's important to make sure that they are realistic and they're not just some crazy ideas, and that they're not too much, because you need to be able to do them. You need to be able to stick with them and grow with them over time. So it's important that so you can follow through and actually crush your goals and unleash greatness. So again, setting up that outcome goal and then working backwards from there to create these smaller behavioral goals to stack them. Again, don't do 20 different ones at a time and overwhelm yourself, because that's just going to screw you up. So again, you got the outcome goals, what you want. So for example, like that 10 pounds of muscle, 30 pounds of fat loss, start a new business, make $100,000 this year, whatever that may be. You start there, start with that end goal in mind, and again, fall back to the beginning and start those habits, those behavior goals that you can do each day. So again, if we got that, want to build 10 pounds of muscle, we are going to fall back to those behavior goals. So we got lift 3 times a week, sleep 7 or more hours a night. That's a good one. Protein, up your protein intake. And you can even break these down into smaller things as well. So if I want to eat a gram per pound of body weight a day in protein, I can break that down even more into how I'm going to do it, some habits that I can do for that. And that means have a 30 grams of protein with each meal, or something like that, or a palm-sized portion of protein, or 2 palm-sized portions of protein with each of my meals. So you can break these down even smaller. These are behaviors. These are things that are not going to be difficult. They're going to be simple. They're going to be realistic, that you can do and complete, because that's what's ultimately going to help you. So you start out with one of those. You pick one of those. So I'm going to pick the protein one, for example. We'll start with the gram per pound of protein. Do that. So you do that for a week. So you get into the habit of doing it and doing it consistently. Because if you can't be consistent with it, you're not going to see these results, because ultimately consistency is what's going to lead you to getting the results. Consistently doing these habits, the good habits, the habits and behaviors that you need to get to where you want, not the bad habits, because we've all do that enough, do those consistently enough, and we don't want to do that. So we want to get to where we need to be. We need to follow these behaviors, these good habits, and build on those. So again, we do that for a week, 2 weeks. Once you got that dialed in and it just feels like you're going well, you're doing all that stuff, then you can start stacking on some more and another habit. So then you add in, really prioritize that sleep and get that 7+ hours of sleep, and you got that dialed in, and you're eating the protein. You're really getting going now. And then that building that momentum just starts to build a snowball effect and keeps you going forward, keeps you moving. And like I said, since they're small little things, once you do them long enough and consistent enough, they become behaviors. They become part of your routine, and you're not even thinking about them anymore, and they just become natural to you. So that is huge for setting those goals and then working backwards again. So the main thing here, guys, is when you are working and setting goals, it is important to have those outcome goals. Again, write them down. Make sure you know what they are. There's nothing wrong with having these goals, but if you don't ever follow through on them and do them, it's not going to happen, because too many people do just have these things in the back of their mind. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to become a millionaire. I want to travel the world. I want to be a pro sports player. But they never follow through because they're just in the back of their mind. It's write them down, type them out, whatever, just so you can see them. Put them on your wall. Put them on your bulletin board. If people even have bulletin boards anymore, whatever. But you get the idea. Get them out so you can see them. Get them out of your head and onto paper, onto the computer, onto your whiteboard, whatever, so you can see what they are, what they want to be. And I got the perfect thing for you. Again, the habit, my 2022 habit goal getting and habit guide is free download. You can click the link below in the YouTube video, and I'll also be making posts on social media here in the next few days to get that out to you. And it comes with sheets for goals for each month that you can set those down, or write those down and see them. Again, those outcome goals, and then you're going to write down those behavioral goals that you can do, those little habits, those smaller things that ultimately, when you put those smaller things together, boom, 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 and you're consistently doing them, you're maintaining them, and ultimately that is what's going to get you to the end goal in mind. Again, starting at the end, we'll work backwards and build from there, because the end goal is that. It's the end goal. It's not, especially when it comes to fitness and health, you're going to have a bunch of goals. You're going to get that goal, then you're going to move on to the next one, because people are so thinking, oh, the end in mind is going to be the greatest thing ever, that euphoria when you reach the goal. No, you got to learn to enjoy and love the process along the way, because that's where all the joy actually comes in. Yes, it's going to be hard work. It's going to be tough at times, but it's a journey. You got to love the journey, the path that is going to get you to those end goals in mind. Because especially with fitness, the end goal, fitness should be, health and wellness should be part of your life for the rest of your life. And setting up these behaviors and habits, that's what's going to help you. Because once you get these down, for that adding 10 pounds of muscle, man, you're doing all these things and they become routine, they become behaviors and habits. And then you set your next goal and you don't have to worry about those things anymore, because they're already there. You're already doing them. And a lot of these goals will stack together and going to affect other things in your life as well. So if you better your health, you better your wellness, that's going to impact your business, your work life, your family life, your personal life, all these things, and stacking them together. But once you get these habits and behavior goals down and done, that is how you ultimately achieve your goals and achieve new goals, and then set new goals. And then you already have these things done, so you can already work on some other smaller behavior goals, because these ones you've already done for one other goal are already part of your life, and you're already doing them, so you don't have to do something new all the time, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully that makes sense to you and helping you achieve these New Year's resolutions, because again, you should always be having goals in all these different areas of your life, these aspects of your life. And just because it's January 1st, or now it's the 2nd when I'm recording this, I think, yeah. But like I said, I have a terrible memory and forget things. So that's why I have to write things down, make post-it notes, type them in my reminders and my notes on my phone or whatever. But so now I'm losing track of where I was. See? But yeah, so we got the goals, and it's important to just get them out and do them, and make sure once you've done them for a while. And New Year's resolutions, again, there's nothing special about January 1st or anything. It's just another day. You just have to remember to write the new number on your checks, or when you're saying the day, like 2022 rather than 2021. So it's just another day. Should always be setting goals, writing goals down, and figuring out those outcome goals, those end goals in mind, but working backwards and figuring out the behaviors and the habit goals that are going to get you to where you want to be. So again, think of those outcome goals as the result. I want to add 10 pounds of muscle. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to make $100,000 this year. I want to start my own business. I want to travel to Lambeau Field to watch the Packers play in the playoffs and the NFC Championship. We'll say that, because they're not going to be playing the Super Bowl in Green Bay. Or I want to travel to LA to watch the Packers win the Super Bowl this year. That's a goal. That's the end result. What do I got to do to get there? This one's not too much, but yeah, take out some money, save that. And the Packers got to do a lot of the work too. They got to do all the work, really. But whatever. So whatever that outcome goal is, that results, that end goal in mind. Again, behavior, habit goals. Those are the smaller things. The training 4 times a week. The going to bed and getting up at the same time each day. the drinking the glass of water first thing in the morning, getting 10,000 steps a day. These smaller things that you can do that help get you to where you want to be, that are ultimately going to be the base, the body, the big rocks of getting to where your goal, that outcome goal is just there. It's that number, that goal, that thing you want to achieve at a certain time or a certain period of time. But what's actually going to get you the results and get you that are these smaller behavior goals. So again, end result, end goal in mind, work backwards from there, stack those smaller behavioral habit and behavior goals together to get to where you want to be, to achieve that result. And then once you do that, it's not over. It's on to the next thing. You move to the next goal, next thing in mind, next step, and you keep going, keep starting with that goal in mind, work backwards from there. That's how ultimately you are going to achieve your New Year's resolutions, or really any goal that you want to achieve. It's set your goal, work backwards from there, come up with those behaviors, those habits that are going to help get you to where you want to be. Again, guys, thank you for watching, checking out episode 14. And if you are interested and want to get these goals down, write them out, need a place to put it all in one, check out my 2022 goal getting and habit guide. You can, again, that link is in the YouTube. And make sure you like and subscribe to my page, like this video, so you can be the first to know when I'm going live with these things, because my schedule is kind of all over the place. So I kind of like doing these on Sundays. So as long as the Packers aren't playing at this time, I know we got the night game tonight. But so again, check it out. Thanks guys again for watching, and Happy New Year, and crush your goals this year. Hopefully this guide will help you do that. Thanks guys.